On Wednesday, June 21st, Special Counsel John Durham will testify before the House Judiciary Committee. His testimony will be on what people have described, an explosive report that he released a month ago. Durham's report details his investigation into Crossfire Hurricane. Now, Crossfire Hurricane, as you remember, was the FBI's original investigation that looked into whether or not the 2016 Trump campaign coordinated with Russia to influence the 2016 presidential election. In Durham's 300-page report, he found that the Department of Justice and the FBI failed to uphold their mission of strict fidelity to the law when the Trump-Russia investigation was launched. Durham's report also said that senior FBI personnel displayed a serious lack of analytical rigor towards the information that they received, especially information received from politically affiliated persons and entities. South Carolina Congressman and member of that committee, the House Judiciary Committee, Russell Fry, joins me. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm very well. Congressman, you're going to be able to ask questions of John Durham. What are you interested in? What do you want to know?
A lot of things, and I think the committee is going to explore, the inability of the FBI to uphold their own standards, the tripwires, the guardrails that are in place to protect not only presidential candidates but the American people. Why there are certain biases that were in existence at the time. Why nothing was followed up. Why no one was fired really for this. What led to this, and what the FBI has done and needs to do to correct this moving forward.
You know, I'm sort of curious a little bit about what it took him so long for this report. He had it for a long time, and, this report. Now, I'd like to know the magnitude of the investigation. I'd like to know how many witnesses he interviewed, what records he looked at. I would like to go in, going into depth, his investigation so that I know how thorough it might be or not.
No, I think that's a fair point. I mean, obviously, this report is 300-plus pages, and so it's very lengthy. We're continuing to delve into it and dive into every little detail that's contained within it. But what processes were in place, I think, is really important because at the end of the day, this produced a very big document, a very damning document for the FBI. What can they do to fix? What can we do to fix the FBI? And moving forward, how can we make sure that this never happens again? I mean, it really, when the president talks about a Russia-collusion hoax, he's correct. I mean, this report completely exonerates President Trump and really shows the internal biases of the FBI as it pertains to the president when he was running for office.
I'm not going to tell you how to do your job. Of course, I'd always like to, because I'm sort of a know-it-all sometimes. But I would hope that somehow, during the hearings, it's somehow pointed out that the problem at the FBI, the justice, is that, these are individuals. It's a big institution. I happen to know several special agents who do unbelievably spectacular work. I know agents in South Florida and Alabama, and I hate the fact that there are some bad apples or potentially bad apples here in Washington, and then they all sort of get poisoned with this. I mean, there's, I hope that it's not like the FBI, but that you talk about the individuals, that you be very specific.
No, I think you're right. And what concerns me, and I think what concerns your viewers and certainly the district that I represent, is the real two tiers of justice that we have in this country, and that if you are of a certain type of political belief, that you're treated one way, and if you are a Republican, a presidential candidate, you're treated completely different. And why do we have that in this country? We don't see these types of things. I mean, the FBI is under the microscope for a whole host of reasons, a lot of them legitimate. And why is it this way, and how do you fix it so that you take an institution like the FBI, which the American people are supposed to view as the pinnacle of ethics? How do we fix that so that we don't have 300-page reports that completely lay waste the processes of the FBI and the internal biases of some of these agents that were investigating the president?
South Carolina Congressman Russell Fry, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Greta.